Hello and welcome to another CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. Today we're going to be returning to the development of the land at the former Greenhithe Clinic, Knockhall Chase, Dartford, DA99EN, and this is the Phase 3 raise. Now, CrowdProperty is a peer-to-peer lending platform designed to facilitate loans between private individuals and professional property businesses. CrowdProperty is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under permission number 723959. CrowdProperty is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. There are risks with any loans you make, and just like all peer-to-peer lending, your capital is at risk. CrowdProperty endeavours to protect all lenders. This is done by registering the legal first charge against the property project. This means that in the very unlikely event a borrower defaults on the loan, CrowdProperty will be able to take ownership of the project and manage it for the lenders. So the borrower on this project is Maylands Investment Limited. Their company number is 086133606, and the directors are Lekan and Yemisi Saromi. I'm delighted to say that Lekan is joining us here on this webinar. Start off, please, Lekan, by telling us a little bit more about you and your wife.
I've been in property full time now for the last 6 years. 2014, I went into it full time. Previous to that, I was working as a network engineer. I got a BSc in computer networking as a software developer. And my wife, Yemisi, she's a project manager in finance.
Now, you've also enlisted the help of Nick Leading, who's your project manager. Tell us why you've selected Nick.
I've had dealings with Nick previously on our previous project, and I believe he has the skills and experience needed to guide us through this major development. Being this a major new build, I think bringing someone on board with that level of expertise and experience will greatly enhance this project and to avoid any costly mistakes. So we've listed Nick's management skills and knowledge and expertise to get us to the finish line.
So let's look at this project then. This is phase 3 of a 3-phase raise, providing the development loan that commenced on the 22nd of November 2019. That was for a maximum term of 18 months on the land known as the former Greenhithe Clinic, Knockhall Chase in Dartford. The agreed total loan facility is £1.19 million. With £800,000 already raised, this is going to be the final raise on this project, looking to raise £390,000. Lenders are going to receive 8% per annum equivalent interest being rolled up and paid at the exit. The loan term for this phase 3 is around about 10 months, with the payback expected on the 21st of May 2021. So here is then a little bit more about Knockhall Chase and in particular Dartford. Tell us a little bit more about this town in North Kent.
This is in Greenhithe. Literally, we're less than a 5 minutes walk away from Bluewater, one of the major shopping centres in the UK. We're literally about 5 minutes drive from M25. 5 minutes away to the other side is F-Fleet International, which is where the Eurostar stops on the way out of England into France. So we're essentially located literally about, on the train, it's about 40 minutes away from central London. So in terms of commuting, we're essentially located in and out of London.
Now, full planning permission has been granted by Dartford Borough Council. Their reference is DA/19/00657/REM. That's to build 5 dwellings following the earlier outline planning permission, which was DA/18/01573/OUT. The 5 dwellings will comprise of 4 2-bedroom semi-detached houses and 1 4-bedroom detached house. The build programme is estimated at 8 months, although the site was shut down for 10 weeks during the coronavirus lockdown. The maximum loan term is 18 months from the 22nd of November 2019. First charge security is already held against the title at Land Registry. And this targeted phase commencement date is the 12th of August. Here's a location map for you, showing you where the property is. You can see the CrowdProperty flag in the centre of your screen there, and you can see it pointing to just outside of Dartford and where that is in relation to London and the M25. A little bit more about the location. It fronts onto Knockhall Chase and measures an area of around about 0.09 hectares, which is 0.22 acres. Knockhall Chase itself comprises a mixed-use area, variety of residential and commercial buildings in the vicinity. The local population is just shy of 86,000 people, according to the 2011 census. And as you heard Lecken say earlier, the site strategically located with access to the M25 Junction 1 and the Queen Elizabeth Dartford Bridge. That's about 1.5 miles to the west of this property. Leisure facilities nearby, well, you've got the local football club and you've got the Pirate Cove Adventure Golf Club, both of those being between 1.5 and 2 miles away. Here's some photographs of the site before it started.
It's all changed now. You can actually see the buildings, you can see the footprints. You know, the neighbors are loving it. You know, initially we had 1 or 2 objections from the get-go, but now that the building is up, they can see what we're building. They're very encouraged. They're very enthusiastic about the area. We put a lot of, you know, interest and opportunity into the area. So it's progressing very well.
Now, as we said earlier, there was a lockdown challenge, so you did stop building at that time. But let's have a look at what you're doing now, because the independent monitoring surveyor inspected the works on the 29th of June. And these are the photos that they took. Things are really moving quite well. You must be quite chuffed how things are progressing.
Definitely. I mean, in terms of obviously the building being timber frame, which we saw estimated at 2 to 3 weeks for the timber frames to go up, and then everything else can just follow. But obviously, where the lockdown came into effect, we couldn't get any deliveries or any laborers on site, so we've had to shut the site down completely. But since we started back up now, since the last probably 5 weeks, we've moved rapidly. You know, we've got first fix electrics going on, we've got first fix plumbing going on. You saw the roof is completed now, all the windows and doors are in. It's a case of just cracking on. I've got the stairs being delivered next week, so dry lining will start the following week once the stairs goes in. So it's pretty much on schedule. We try to we've claw back some time that we've lost during the corona shutdown. So hopefully, we're still on target to finish this year, way before end of this year.
Now, the independent monitoring surveyor, when they came to the site, they mentioned that the progress of the site has now recommenced, as you said, following that 10-week closure. Groundworks, foundations, ground floors, brickwork up to damp-proof course level. That's complete on all the units. Site drainage completed. Utility ducting has been done up to the boundary. We heard Lecken saying about the timber frame installation being completed on the project. Scaffolding's been put up across all the units. The roofing timbers to 4 of the units are complete, and the covering is well underway. Bricklaying is to the facade underway as well. And the estimated date of practical completion, January 2021. Here's some more photos for you then, showing the site from the roadside as well. And then when we then look at the site master plan, just talk us through here what it is that you're building.
The master plan you got in front of us now was the initial outline planning that we went for, which is it's slightly changed. I mean, it's not greatly changed from this footprint, but it's as you can see, there's 4 semis and 1 detached. Obviously, we've enhanced the build into 3 4-beds and 1 4-beds with the attached garage. So the scheme is gone a lot further from the initial outline planning that we gained. And then it's looking very promising. It's very spacious. It's bigger than our rivals, our competitors.
Now, the total RICS view of the gross development value is £2.24 million. Units 1 to 4 are just over 100 square metres, and then Unit 5 is 170.6 square metres in size. Let's look at the floor layout plans, because here is first of all the plans for the ground floor plots 1 to 4. What is it you're building here?
On the ground floor, basically, it's coming to the building. You can see the stairs right in front of you to your left. As you're going into that, you've got the open plan, which is the kitchen, dining room, and living room to the back of the unit. We've got a cloakroom downstairs. So it's a really practical, functional property where each floor has a toilet, a bathroom section where whichever floor you're in, it's more practical, it's more accessible. And when you go onto the first floor, you got what's initially a living room space. It's all been turned to a bedroom now. So you've got 2 bedrooms on this floor, and you've got a family bathroom, and you've got another floor going up, which is now going to be the master bedroom with en suites, which sort of caters to everything that one might need in a 3-bed house.
Now, that's plots 1 to 4. That's the semi-detached houses. Let's move on to the detached one, and this has got an attached garage as well, isn't it?
Yes. This is plot 5. This has to be disabled compliance, which is basically means that it's a live home. At any given time, it can be adapted to suit former disabilities. As you can see on your left hand side, we've got lift shaft. It's not currently been built, but we've had to design the structure so that it will be easily adaptable should the rise or the issue of stability comes into effect. So as you can see, we've got, it's an open plan. You've got the lounge to the back, you've got the kitchen to the back, you've got the dining room to the front of the building. You have downstairs toilet, bathroom, which is massive, big enough. You can get a wheelchair. They're all same level throughout, so easily accessible by a wheelchair user. And if you go to the first floor, as you can see again to your left, you've got a lift shaft, which basically means that bedroom can be easily be divided to allow a lift shaft to access the first floor. And you can see one of the master bedroom is to the back. It's got the ensuites. You've got you've got the main family bathroom, which is bigger than the regular size bathroom, I would say. And then it's a nice proportion layouts. The smallest room in this property is a double bed. It's about 12 square meters.
Let's then move on to the elevations of the property. And here is how it's looking. We know that it's timber frame, but talk us through the outside facades.
The facade of the building will be clad in brick, the yellow facing bricks with red multi-finish bricks, to sort of, give it different shades. The roof's going to be Staffordshire blue tiles. And then initially the plan was to use lead around the dolmen, but we've sort of gone from lead into zinc. We believe that the zinc will give it that modern, crisp line finish. So all the cappings will be in zinc, all the parapet wall will be covered in zinc, the downpipe will be covered in zinc. So everything is really, really uniform across the site.
And looking at those windows there, they're a good size, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good size windows. We've got, the windows to the front sort of doubles up. The windows at the back, so we've got a lot of natural lights coming in. You've got natural lights coming at the back of the side. You've got field. Luckily, I think the neighbors has one or two animals, so you can actually feel like you are in the countryside. Bearing in mind you're less than 20 miles away from central London, so it's been able to get away from London and come into Greenhithe and feel you're miles away from London, where in fact you're only 30 minutes on a train into central London.
And just to help bring those elevations to life, we've now got some computer generated images to show how it will look. And they are very stylish, aren't they?
Very stylish. This is the CGI that was produced once we got a planning permission for the build. This is essentially what the end product will look like. It's a building that I love to live in myself.
Plenty of off-road parking as we see on the front, and we can see, of course, into the building because those windows are a good size, letting lots of light flood inside to the interior. Now, you've done other projects as well. I'd just like to touch on this one if we can, please, Lecken. This is a project you did in Dulwich. Talk us through it.
This is one of our first projects that we did. It's a ground floor flat in Dulwich, southeast London. Basically, we bought this as in auction as a one bed. We went through planning to put a back extension, got freehold permission to do for the work to be carried out. So essentially, we turned it from a one bed into a two bed. It's in a lovely location. We bought it for 290. We spent about 70k on the build work. I think there must be a typo. The build cost is not 270, it's about £70,000. So it was a good return we made on this one.
Here's some more photos of what you did here.
Yeah, this is the end product. We tend to do our stuff to the highest possible quality we can do it for, to sort of mirror the clientele that we're looking for. This was geared towards first time buyers, young couple or single person. It's an ideal startup home. It's in a lovely location. It's literally outside of Dulwich Village. So you can imagine Dulwich Village is very popular with families and affluent areas.
So let's move back then to this project that you're doing at Knockhall Chase in Dartford. And the total loan facility is £1.19 million. It's being raised in three phases. Phase 1 and 2 raised and they've closed at 500,000 and 300,000 respectively. This phase 3 raise is for £390,000. The day one fund release was £427,000. That represented an initial loan to value of 70%. RICS have verified the current market value at the start of the project to be £610,000, and they've also verified the gross development value to be £2.24 million. Estimated construction costs £858,000, with the loan being drawn in stages upon the completion of the independent monitoring surveyor's reports. The loan based on the gross development value, excluding the rolled up interest, is 53.1%, and assuming it goes to full term. And the amount owed at the exit based on the gross development value, including the rolled up interest, is 59.5%, again, assuming it goes full term. Maximum loan period for this phase is approximately 10 months. The anticipated loan commencement date of this phase is the 12th of August. And then upon completion of the construction works, the borrower is either going to sell or maybe refinance, and then they'll let and hold the properties long term. Remember, it's already first charge secured to protect people investing in this project. So thank you for explaining everything to us, Lekan. The next stage is to make sure that you understand this loan and carry out your own due diligence on the project and on the delivering team. Decide how much you would like to lend, and then CrowdProperty.com is the place to be to pledge on launch. The necessary anti-money laundering checks will be carried out, and then you'll be invited to send your funds to your own online e-wallet, and you'll start earning that interest on completion of the loan agreement. So thanks again, Lekan. This is the development of the land at the former Greenhithe Clinic, Knockhall Chase in Dartford, DA9 9EN. This is the phase 3 of 3 raises. We're looking for £390,000, please. It's paying 8% per annum interest, and that's rolled up and paid at the end of the project. Thank you for watching this CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. We look forward to you joining us again soon back here at CrowdProperty.com.